name's Sophie Gray from DestituteGourmet.com. As a food writer, my interest in food is specifically in fashionable food that doesn't cost a fortune. And I know from experience that it's possible to save significant amounts of money on a weekly basis off your grocery budget by following 3 key principles. We refer to them as the Destitute Gourmet principles. And I want to talk to you about part 2 of the first principle, which is shop smart. In part 1, we talked about getting in the habit of shopping less frequently, at the maximum only going to the supermarket once a week, so that you don't end up buying all sorts of extra things that you don't necessarily need. Now, if you're only going to shop once a week, you need to plan for that, and you need a jolly good list. In fact, I think it's worth investing time in making lists. The thing with an investment is you actually get a financial return from it, and if you take the time to make these lists and use them, you'll get a significant benefit. How much you save is entirely up to you. Now, the first list that I suggest you make is a list that we call the Pantry Essentials list. You'll make this list once, and it should hang inside your kitchen or in your pantry, and it will hang there for years and years. You'll scrub things off as your tastes change, and you'll add things that you might have forgotten and so on. But it's going to form the basis of how you do your shopping. Now, with your essentials list, what you want to do is put on there everything that your family or your household absolutely must have in order to survive. Not what they like, just what they need. Now, that list should start with fresh fruit and vegetables, because if you have a finite amount of money to spend, you can make a wider variety of meals by combining fresh produce with what you still have left over in your fridge or your pantry or your freezer. That might not be exciting, but it will be healthy and inexpensive. You know, even if it means one night you have veggie quiche, and then you have a veggie curry, and then you have a veggie pizza, and then you have a veggie frittata, and so on through the week. Fresh produce will give you a wider variety of nourishing meals than anything else. So, fresh fruit and veg, that's the first thing on your essentials list. The next thing that needs to go on there is your staples. So we're talking here about things like flour, rice, eggs, milk, butter, you know, all of those absolute basic foundation ingredients. So you need to list them. And then you're going to go through your pantry section by section and fill out your essentials list with a basic range of cereals. So that might be cornflakes, wheat bix, rices, rolled oats. Now, if your household likes Nutri-Grain or Fruity Bix or cereals like that, we have a different list for those things. We're just talking here about the absolute basics, basic range of canned foods, things like tinned tomatoes, sweet corn, baked beans, chickpeas, kidney beans, those kinds of things, all of the basics. So once you've got your essentials list sorted out for your pantry, then you're going to go through and add essential toiletry items and essential cleaning products. Now, I just want to have a word with the cleanies here. If you're a cleanie, you'll know what I mean. While little dingly-danglies to hang in the toilet and a different scented spray for every room of the house is nice, it's not actually essential. We're talking here about something to clean the bath, the bog, the bench, and the floor. Those are your essential cleaning products. So once you've identified all of the essentials that you need to buy when you shop, then we go on to the second list. Now, we call this the luxuries list. This is much more fun to write. And it might sometimes be helpful too to have some discussion with your household about what is a luxury and what's a necessity. And sometimes you actually just have to tell them. In our house, we decided that wine wasn't a luxury, it was an absolute blinking necessity. But we had to strategize around various other things that we bought in order to be able to have that in our house. So we worked out that there were other things that weren't as essential to us as we thought they were. And we went without those things in order to have the thing that was really essential. We had a weekly grocery budget of only $50 a week to feed our household. So by making all of our baked goods from scratch, eating less meat, eating only seasonal produce and downgrading from bottles to boxes, we were able to buy wine to serve to visitors when they came for dinner by spending less on other things. Interestingly, the quality of all of the rest of our food improved because we were making more from scratch. It was really fresh and delicious, and we didn't feel like we were going without because we were able to have the thing that was really important to us. Now, wine might not be important in your household, but there will be other things that are. So those are the things that you need to put onto that luxuries list. And when you go to the supermarket, you go through your essentials, you work out what you absolutely need, and then you choose one luxury item, one toiletry item, and one cleaning product. And if you can shop with cash, then I strenuously recommend that you do. It's very, very defining going to the supermarket with cash in your hand. Make your grocery list based around your essentials and your luxuries lists. Shop with cash, and anything that is left over outside what you would normally have spent, we're going to save that to spend on other things that give you pleasure.